Hey, this is Julian McClurkin, your chief storyteller with Tribevest. But today, we're not talking stories, we're learning lessons. This is a masterclass on how to build wealth. Today, I sit down with Jim Pfeiffer, the founder of Left Field Investing, to learn about passive investing through real estate. All right, here we go. We're going to wrap up the masterclass with chapter 9. Jim and I are going to talk about how to invest with the tribe using Tribevest.
Welcome back to the masterclass. You made it to the final chapter, chapter 9, and my favorite chapter. How to invest with a tribe. Jim, you're a part of 5 tribes and you're a mentor of 3. Why are you so attracted to tribe investing?
I love creating and working with a community, and that's part of it. It's the reason I started Left Field Investors, was to learn, network, and grow with other people who are interested in this too. And part of it is these type of investments have not been accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
And part of my passion is sharing that anyone can do this. You can do this if you want to do this. And the easiest way to do it is with tribes, because let's be honest, most people don't have 50 grand that they can invest at one time and regularly to get that diversification, right? If you're investing 50 grand, it's going to take a long time to save that up. And tribes solve that problem. Group investing solves that problem. You can get into many more deals, you can have the diversification, you can get into real estate, and you can learn and grow with others. And that's building a community, and that's what I'm passionate about.
5 tribes, are they all investing in like the same thing, or can you kind of tell me a little more about them?
Yeah, so they're all very different, and they're all established for very different reasons. So I'll go through them so you can understand maybe how tribes work a little bit.
Yeah.
So the first tribe I was in was a couple of my former financial advising clients who they're highly paid professionals, and they want to be in real estate, but they don't have the time and they don't have the desire to learn about it. And they knew I was doing this passive investing, and so we figured, hey, let's do it together. And Tribevest made that super easy. So for those guys, I find deals, I will call or text them and say, hey, do you guys have any capital? If they do, then they'll say, okay, let's do it. If they don't, then we'll wait for the next deal. So they don't get involved in the deals at all, other than knowing maybe the asset class. And they're just relying on me to do that work for them. And the reason why it's fine with me doing that, I'm fine with that, is because I'm doing this investing anyway, but partnering with them, we can get into more deals and we have the whole diversification thing. So this is a very passive, they're very passive, and I'm just finding the investments for them.
Do they supply the money and you supply the expertise?
We contribute equally, but so we split it 33, 33, 34. So I get, of the proceeds, I'll get an extra % for the legwork that I'm doing.
Got it.
So some of the tribes are set up that way. Like there's another one of my tribes, my second tribe, which somebody else manages, another one of the founders of Left Field Investors manages. But this one, so I remember I told you about the syndicator that we really liked that was getting me a lot of passive loss through the bonus depreciation. Well, they come out with a deal every month at least, maybe even more, and their minimum is $25,000, and they have great historical returns. So you can't be in every one of those deals, right? Because if there's 12 deals a year at 25 grand, that's just too much. But how do you pick which one to be in? Because you don't know which one's going to be the rock star and which is going to be just average. And for them, average is 30% return. So
it's a great average.
Good. Yeah. So we decided, hey, let's team up. So me and this other founder and some of his family, 5 of us got together and we said, we'll just invest in every deal. So now we put the minimum's $25,000. So every time they come out with a deal, we all chuck $5,000 into our Tribevest account, invest in the deal, and off we go. And that one, the other guy is managing that tribe, and so he takes a little extra cut for doing all the paperwork and all the processing and things like that. So that's a totally different purpose. And that tribe's grown a little bit too, because now we'll also get into other deals that we get interested in. But the one with that sponsor, those are automatic. We don't even talk about those.
That's awesome. I love that. Tell me about some of the other tribes.
So the third tribe I started was for beginners. I wouldn't have had to start this tribe if we had this masterclass. I could have just showed them the video. But basically, this is a mishmash of people. There's 11 people. Some are neighbors. Some are, I have a college friend in there. Some are former financial advising clients. These are people that they don't own any real estate other than their house. And they may never have gotten into real estate, but they heard what I was doing and they were interested. And so we started a group and we started contributing $100 a month. Right? You know the minimums are going to be $25,000, right? So 11 people. It took us a while, and then we did a little lump sum. But it was during the pandemic when we did this, so we would do Zoom calls every couple of weeks where I would take a topic and I would explain syndication. I explain all the stuff we're doing here. And at the end, we found a sponsor, and it was non-accredited. This is what made me go find all these non-accredited people. We found a sponsor that we really like. The sponsor actually came to one of our Zoom calls and talked about how he operates and what he does. And then we invested in this apartment deal. And I mean, everyone's excited, right? It's people that, you know, they don't necessarily have the means to put $25,000 in a syndication of their own, but now we're up to $150 a month. It's year 2. We're going to get to the second deal in August. And, you know, it's just growing their portfolios, and it'll be a little extra boost to their wealth. And then they can either invest on their own, start their own tribes. It's just to grow it, right? So it's a learning tribe, and it's one of my favorite groups.
Yeah.
So the last 2 tribes are very similar. They're just made up of members from the left field investors community, people who've heard us talking about Tribevest and are interested, and they just wanted to get a group together. And they're all people who already know a little bit about syndication, but some of these were their first investments in syndications. So this group is a learning group for sure, but they're learning more, not just from me, they're learning from the community, and they form these smaller communities together that are working together to increase their wealth. And that's the goal, right? You want to get in these communities where you can learn together and figure out how to do this syndication thing. And the whole goal is, you know, we're not all trying to become rich, but we're trying to become time independent, right? So you're not trading money for time or time for money. You're building wealth so that you can have these passive investments that you don't have to worry about. You know, if I go on vacation next week, I'm still going to have money coming in, and that's what passive investing is all about.
Out of all of your tribes, how many people are you investing with? Like, how many people are part of each tribe?
So there's a tribe that has 3, a tribe that has 5, 2 tribes that have 11, and another one I think has maybe 10. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and you can have any number. I think a lot of the benefits of the tribe is the community talking together and everything. But once it gets much past 11, I think it's going to be hard to get anything done because coordinating schedules for calls and everything. But honestly, the Tribevest website makes it really easy because there's messaging on there. There's all kinds of, and I think we'll talk about that in a minute. There's all kinds of stuff on there that even makes a large group easy to manage.
Mm-hmm. So you're involved in actively investing with over 30 people. How do you find people to be in your tribe?
Yeah, I never really counted the 30 people, but you're right. So they really just come together for whatever purpose it is, right? I talk about passive investing a lot because I'm passionate about it. And so you can start groups with friends, or you can start groups with colleagues, or whoever your network that you want to work with is. Or some of these tribes, I have people that I never met before. And I met them through a couple Tribevest people had heard of Tribevest, but not left field investors, and they contacted me. And so you want to have some familiarity, right? I think Tribevest a lot talks about investing with family and friends, and that's best. But there are some groups that I'm in where nobody knows anybody. They all know me because of my role at Left Field Investors. And so we've developed trust between me and you, right? So then an acquaintance of yours might then trust me. And that's, you need to have kind of the trust working out so that you can feel comfortable investing with people, because it's a lot of money, right? And again, Tribevest helps with that because the money is secure, it's online. You know, Tribevest has all the procedures and policies that kind of help with that trust aspect as well.
Once you've actually found a tribe, how do you know that everybody's a good fit for the group?
This is a critical step, right? You want to make sure that the tribe is aligned. Everyone understands that this is a long-term investment. You know, I tell everybody there's nothing more illiquid than a Tribevest tribe investing in syndications, right? These are long, and that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means understand that once you join this tribe, you know, you're dating now, but you're going to be married once you sign that LLC. And that means it's going to be difficult to get out of if you want to. So if everyone's aligned and understands, hey, we're investing for appreciation or we're investing for cash flow, then, you know, you kind of have everyone's understanding, right? So a good example for me is the first tribe that I told you about with 3 people in it, it had 4. And the 4th was my dad.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't a good fit for him, right? So we did all the Tribevest stuff, and he was just having questions about things, and it wasn't the right fit for him. And so we bought him out, and that was fine. There was no hard feelings, but that's great, right? And some of these left field investor tribes that we've started, we'll start out with a group, and we'll have a few Zoom meetings that everyone's talking, getting to know each other and talking about the tribe, and we'll have people drop out all the time, and it's great. And I tell the people to drop out, hey, no hard feelings, because this wasn't the right fit for whatever reason. Better get out now than later.
Yeah.
And then usually a couple more stragglers come in, and we, and then the group kind of coalesces. Before we invest, we probably have 3, 4, 5 meetings, and people get to know each other, and there's emails and all that. So I think that's important. It's to find people that you know, like, and trust that you want to build a community with. Mm-hmm. And we've been talking a lot about the Tribevest community or the left field investors community. But once you form a tribe, that's another small community, right? And so you need to make sure that you have people that you're going to be compatible with.
Yeah, absolutely. In real estate and in business, a lot of times people say stay away from family, like don't rent to your family members, don't don't purchase property with family. But this really does spread the risk sometimes. If you can go into it with the Tribevest mindset and everything is transparent, they can see everything, it's all laid out on the table. Makes it safer to invest with those people, with your family and your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about that, like how the process works is you go to the website. Now, when I first started the website, it's grown a lot and it's gotten a lot better. And now people ask me, hey, I need help setting up a tribe. And I say, no, you don't. Go do it. It's easy. And there's one of the guys in one of my groups, I send people to him now because he just set up his tribe. It was super easy. I didn't help him at all. And so people are now saying, hey, can you help me go on Tribevest and start a tribe? I say, no, call Alvin. He'll do it for you because he just did it and it takes 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's, when you go online to set it up, Tribevest is going to help you set up your LLC, right? Because you need to form a company so that you're all equal owners or however you want to set it up. Then you're going to set up voting rules because you want to make sure that if you're making an investment, everyone's on board. And so for my tribe of 3, our rules are everyone has to agree 100% or we don't invest. My tribe of 11, we do 7 people, right? Because you don't want to drag people along who don't want to invest, but you also don't want one person to stop the show.
Right.
And so Tribevest helps with all of that. And they set up a business bank account for you. And then they do the same page, right? So that you talk about alignment and investing with family members. You want to make sure everyone's on the same page. So everyone gets together and figures out, all right, what's the process? What are we going to do? And everyone agrees to it. And that reduces some of the risk of investing with family or friends, I think.
So can you kind of sum up the Tribevest online experience?
Tribevest allows you to do everything from the website, from forming your LLC, funding, doing the banking, doing voting on, are you going to invest in this or that, messaging, and you can store your documents as well. You can even send wire transfers from there, and it is secure. It's just like you're sending from the bank.
So that concludes our masterclass. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us during the whole thing. I hope you learned something. I know I did. Again, my name is Julian McClurkin with Tribevest.
I'm Jim Pfeiffer from Left Field Investors.
Until next time, see you next tribe.